Explosions in the Middle East, American flag waving slowly, oil tankers stopped in the Strait of Hormuz, stock market crashing. What if the most powerful country in the world just lost control? What if America's war with Iran didn't end in victory, but in humiliation? Tonight, global leaders are asking one terrifying question. Is this the beginning of the end of American dominance? From collapsing alliances, to rising oil prices, from China gaining power, to ordinary Americans paying the price. The Iran war may have changed the world forever. And even many Americans are now questioning their own government. This is the story nobody can ignore. The conflict exploded after the United States and Israel launched massive strikes on Iranian military and nuclear targets in early 2026. Washington believed Iran would collapse quickly. But that never happened. Instead, Iran responded with missiles, drones, cyber attacks, and one of the most dangerous moves in modern history: blocking the Strait of Hormuz. That narrow waterway controls nearly 20% of the world's oil supply. Within days, global oil prices exploded. Shipping routes collapsed. Markets panicked. And suddenly, the entire world economy was under threat. The United States expected a fast victory. Instead, the war became expensive, chaotic, and politically damaging. Experts warned that the conflict exposed weaknesses in America's military planning and global strategy. Even inside America, public opinion started changing. Many Americans began asking, why are we fighting another endless war in the Middle East? Why are gas prices rising again? Why is America spending billions overseas while inflation hurts families at home? As oil prices surged, economic fear spread across the country. And for the first time in years, America looked vulnerable. While America was trapped in conflict, China stayed calm. And Beijing quietly used the crisis to increase its global influence. Analysts say many countries now see China as a more stable partner than the United States. Why? Because the war damaged trust in American leadership. Many Gulf nations began strengthening ties with China after seeing how dangerous dependence on Washington could become. China also positioned itself as a diplomatic power while America looked consumed by war. And this changes everything. Because global power is not only about military strength. It's about trust. And America may have lost some of that trust forever. The economic consequences were immediate. Oil prices jumped sharply. Global trade routes were disrupted. Shipping companies avoided dangerous waters. And experts warned this could trigger a worldwide inflation crisis. Asian economies suffered heavily because many depend on Middle Eastern oil supplies. Europe feared recession. Developing countries struggled with fuel costs. And investors began moving money into safer markets. Suddenly, a regional war became a global financial emergency. The war also raised another dangerous question. Can America still protect its allies everywhere? Reports emerged that some U.S. military resources were stretched thin because of the Iran conflict. Countries like Taiwan, Ukraine, and several Gulf nations started watching closely. Because if America struggles in one region, what happens during a bigger global crisis? Some analysts even warned that enemies of the U.S. may now feel emboldened. And that could reshape the global balance of power for years. But the most dangerous consequence may still be coming. Experts believe the Iran war could encourage more countries to build nuclear weapons. Why? Because many governments may conclude that nations without nuclear deterrence are vulnerable to attack. That lesson could influence countries across Asia, the Middle East, and beyond. And if nuclear proliferation accelerates, the world could become far more unstable than before. Inside the United States, the war deepened political division. Some Americans supported military action. Others called it a disaster. Critics argued the war weakened America internationally while hurting ordinary citizens economically. And now, a growing number of Americans fear the country is losing its position as the world's uncontested superpower. That fear is spreading fast online. Because history shows something important. Empires rarely collapse in one moment. They weaken slowly. Through endless wars, economic pressure, and declining global trust. The Iran war may eventually end with diplomacy. Negotiations are already underway. But the damage may already be done. America's enemies look stronger. Its allies look nervous. China looks more influential. And the world is entering a new era of uncertainty. This conflict was never just about Iran. It became a test of global power itself. And now the entire planet is watching one question very carefully. Is this the moment the world began moving away from American dominance? Only time will answer that question. But one thing is certain. The world after the Iran war will never be the same again.